afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the City of Delray Beach's workshop meeting scheduled for 3 p.m. on August 15th, 2023. Please call the roll.
Mr. Franco.
Present.
Mr. Long.
Present.
Ms. Burns.
Here.
Mayor Petrolia.
Here. All right, we've got 2 workshop items. We'll start with the education update.
Oh, I'm sorry. I should have.
That's fine.
I just realized you're underneath there.
All right. Handle it myself.
I know you can. Of course you do. Just saying.
You got yourself a clicker?
I do.
Very good. Thanks.
Turn it off.
There it is.
Good afternoon, Madam Mayor, Commissioners, City Manager Moore, Attorney Jellin, Janai Bowens, Education and Workforce Coordinator, presenting an Education and Workforce Development update for the Delray Beach community. The purpose of this workshop meeting is to update the Commission and residents regarding status of Delray Beach Public Schools, School District of Palm Beach County collaboration, sustained community partnerships, workforce direction, and a City of Delray Beach education grant supported by the City Manager's Office. Operational plans to improve the appearance and grounds of Delray Beach Public Schools have been a concern for community members. As we all know, operational improvements are important because of its impact on the climate, culture, and marketability of the schools here in Delray Beach. I engaged over the course of a few weeks with board members Edwin Ferguson, Erica Whitfield, and district staff to review referendum and facility renewal projects that will impact Delray Beach Public Schools. Displayed is the 2022 data for, is the 2022 referendum allocation for our Delray Beach Public Schools. So in total, over $6 million will be invested into 3 critical areas here in Delray Beach. Those areas include mental health, school safety, fine arts, and choice programs. So within the allocation, there is a breakdown between all of our supported public schools and what their impact will be according to the referendum dollars. But in Delray Beach, each school will receive additional mental health professionals, school counselors, social workers, and psychologists to assist with the need for mental health interventions. They will also invest within the referendum budget additional police officers, security detail, and safety equipment. And finally, in the area of fine arts and choice programs, the referendum budget will be used to secure teacher retention for teachers that are in these specific areas. We also have facility renewal allocations. Some of these projects that are currently ongoing or they're either completed. And within the facility renewal projects for Delray Beach schools, we have about $104 million invested over time. These investments will be used to update and expand our current facilities. Some of the renewal projects include beautification of the buildings and school grounds. They also have compliance and safety upgrades for each of our public schools. General interior and exterior repairs, so that includes paint upgrades, sidewalks, railing, etc. It will also be used for playground and field improvements. And currently, it is used for school expansion for Delray Full Service Center and for the Plamosa K-8 expansion. And Pine Grove is currently going through a full modernization phase, which should be completed in the summer of 2024. Equally as important as the operational improvements are the instructional and curriculum improvements of Delray Beach Public Schools. In my May workshop meeting, I discussed in detail overall student achievement data for Delray Beach Public Schools. This included where we were as it pertains to literacy and math proficiency scores. This has and will continue to be a top priority for myself and the Education Board. So here we have an overview. It was already presented in the May workshop meeting, our kindergarten readiness and 3rd grade reading performance data. I wanted to go over this again because the kindergarten screener and third grade reading scores have been historically used by the city of Delray Beach to create educational initiatives. One being the campaign for grade level reading. In only 3 of our schools, over 50% of kindergarten students in Delray transitioning from early learning centers have the required foundational skills for kindergarten readiness. Our third grade reading scores mirror the kindergarten readiness data, with 3 of our schools maintaining over 50% proficiency in reading. This is important because when engaging with our school board members and district staff, we had specific questions, and by we, the education board, regarding what is being done at the district level in order to improve the performance and proficiency scores here in Delray Beach. So using the kindergarten readiness and third grade reading data as a basis, a new literacy plan to support Delray Beach Public Schools was created at the district level. That new literacy plan will be implemented in this school year, the 2023-2024 school year. The new literacy plan is also now embedded into the district's overall strategic plan, which ensures consistent and effective literacy instruction in every pre-K through 3rd classroom. So with those new additions, we have a new South Area Superintendent for additional support, and that is Rachel Capitano. We have been in constant communication regarding these improvements and how she will sustain support within our South area. We also have a new instructional superintendent by the name of Dr. Jennifer Sanders, and her role is to make sure that we have continued literacy and math specialist support in each of our Delray Beach schools. I was able to speak in detail with the literacy specialists regarding the kindergarten readiness and the third grade reading levels, and her name is Coy Lazier. And she explained in detail what the rollout will be as far as the instructional improvements for our schools. That includes daily individualized support from that literacy specialist. We also have a new math specialist where every day the students in Delray Beach will be pulled and seen for intense proficiency support. They will also be including data-driven practices where increase in diagnostic and screening will occur in all of our public schools. This is to account for where the students are, how well the instructional improvements are working, and where we have to go from here. We also have an addition of new Florida Best Literacy Standards. These standards are important because in each of our Delray Beach elementary schools, a new emphasis on phonics, phonemic awareness, vocabulary, and fluency will be apparent. And they are also investing in high quality professional learning for teachers. So that includes professional learning on how to use data to drive practices, how to specifically implement best standards and best practices within their classroom, how to properly facilitate small group instruction for our non-proficient readers, and how to use high-yielding instructional strategies to promote proficiency. Sustaining collaboration between the School District of Palm Beach County and our community-based agencies in Delray has been another priority for the Education Board, the City Manager's Office, and myself. Currently, the school district sustains the following relationships with these Delray Beach partners in order for us to reach our proficiency goals. So we have a sustained partnership with Roots and Wings. Roots and Wings currently provides tutoring for students in grades 1 through 3 in all Delray Beach schools. We have partnerships with the Delray Beach Library, which supports book donations, marketing, and our additional campaigns. Delray Beach Achievement Center currently provides aftercare for K through 5 students in all of our Delray Beach public schools. The Literacy Coalition provides volunteers to Delray Beach for additional tutoring and support. We have a Delray Beach Advisory Committee to assist Village with additional programming, specifically their computer science program. Eagle's Nest is still in full swing at Atlantic High with their construction academy. We also have new partnerships with Young Lawyers, Vertical Bridge, and local Delray businesses. Our City of Delray Beach Police currently provides year-round criminal justice courses at Carver Middle School. And finally, our newest addition for collaboration is the Ruth and Norman Rails Jewish Family Services, which now provides access to wraparound services at Carver Community Middle School. In continuing my collaboration with the school district, they did provide proposed recommendations for the city of Delray Beach to strengthen our relationships. And that includes representation on the Delray Beach Education Board. So what that will look like is school leaders, teachers, or school district representatives having a functional component at the Delray Beach Education Board meetings. Also, they recommend monthly meetings with school admin, myself, and the instructional superintendent so that I can be aware of all the changes, especially as it pertains to the new literacy plan. They also want to ensure, which is in our board's purview, that our education board members are attending monthly school advisory council meetings for all Delray Beach public schools. They would also recommend collaboration with the city of Delray Beach to market and share school events and highlights in order to create a more positive narrative regarding the schools that we have here in Delray Beach. They want to continue to connect local businesses with Delray Beach public schools in an effort to support pre-apprenticeship programs. And finally, they would like for us to align objectives in Delray Beach Education Board comp plan to the strategic plan for more intense partnerships. Regarding our workforce direction, the Education Board has been in recent discussions with a few of our possible partnerships in order to increase workforce visibility within Delray Beach, especially as it pertains to our educational efforts. One of those relationships is with Palm Beach State College. So Palm Beach State College would like to create continuing education certification opportunities to our residents as well as the City of Delray Beach employees. One of the priorities of the Education Board is to advocate for programs that provide access to livable wages, employability, and that is also aligned to our current industry trends. So because of this advocating and for these possible areas, I have been in conversation with Palm Beach State College in order to ensure that whatever is proposed aligns to these needs. The district staff has also made it clear that moving forward with technical and career programming in Delray Beach is supported. So they encourage us to continue engaging in community conversations and planning as the Florida Department of Education has now updated their strategic plan to include more meaningful career and technical education pathways. To ensure that our schools are continuously supported, the Office of the City Manager has supported a Delray Beach education grant that will provide applying schools with funding for the following high priority areas: reading proficiency, math proficiency, science proficiency, school safety and positive behavior interventions, mental and behavioral health, and workforce and career readiness. Any applying school within Delray Beach will have to align with these high priority areas, so recipients will be responsible for planning and executing programs under a specific funding structure, as well as reporting key performance indicators to the Education Board on a semi-annual basis. This concludes my presentation. I'm open for discussion.
Thank you, Janai. Okay, so let's open it up to the commission. I don't know if, is it my mic on? Yeah? Yeah, okay. Is my mic on? I don't hear it, but anyway. No? As it is. No? Okay, I'm going to turn to our expert on the commission, which would be Commissioner Burns. Well, you have the experience, so I was going to let you start the...
You know, I would just like to say thank you for gathering that information, and it's all very valuable, and to have it all in one nice package so that I am familiar with it. But just thank you for the work that you've done and the partnerships that you've created and the conversations that you're having, because it's very important, you know, not to leave it, you know, just in just thinking mode. So you're actually acting on it, and I just thank you. I don't actually have any questions, but just like to commend you for the work that you've gathered and the information that you've gathered.
You're welcome. Moving on.
We'll go from the expert to the person that knows the least.
Commissioner Frankel then.
But since my learned colleague has no questions, nor do I, but I appreciate the presentation.
You're welcome.
Very nice.
Okay, Deputy Vice Mayor, you have anything?
I also don't have any questions. Just thank you for the comprehensive presentation, and I do think it's that it's crucial that we maintain a good relationship with the school district. So I'm glad that you've had that in there.
Well, I've got all the questions then, Janai, so here we go. All right, first of all, the education grant.
Yes.
That is something that the City of Delray Beach is putting forward?
Yes.
In what amount?
Through the Karen Foundation settlement.
Okay.
So that amount, I'm looking for direction from the commission regarding how that will work. I did work with neighborhood community services to create a funding structure which has already been designed. So I'm looking forward to sharing that as well and just engaging in conversation about the amount.
Okay, so where did that money go if we're asking for the Karen Foundation, who gives us, I guess, a grant yearly? Where did it go before, and why are we moving it over to education?
It wasn't being used.
It was not being
Yes.
used. Thank you. Do we know how much that is on an annual basis?
I believe it's about $100,000
Okay.
currently.
All right. The reason I ask that is obviously there's so many things that need to be done in the city, and our first responsibility is to the taxpayers. Taxpayers pay a tremendous amount of money to the school district, and so that's the reason why I'm asking that we're not going to be taking from something else and giving to the school district. Not that I don't believe that we should put children first and education first. I absolutely do, but I also know that there's a balance, and just want to make sure that we're not losing that. So if it's not being used and it's something that we can do to promote, a proficiency level that is higher than it is right now, and obviously with 50% of our schools, grade schools, I guess it's K through, what is it, 5? Is it?
Five,
Yeah,
yes.
K through 5 are at only 50% proficiency or below. That's not a good thing. I think that I'm glad to hear that the district has recognized it. I know that the City of Delray Beach, through summer slide programs, different programs, has tried to make sure that we are doing our part in keeping up our end during the downtime of school, so that the children don't have that slide going on as much as it could be. I also like the fact that Ruth and Norman Rails Services, I don't know if that was you bringing them in, but congratulations. I think that they're a great organization.
They're wonderful.
And I think that anything that we can get to help our children get up to the standard that they need to get up to be successful in school throughout their careers in school, let's do it. And certainly tapping into that foundation, I think, is great. It feels a little bit, as I was listening to your comments, and thank you for bringing everything forward, but it feels a little bit like we're looking more at what the school district is doing. We are coordinating with them, but I didn't really hear any programs that we're actually doing in order to be able to help out, and I'm sure that that's forthcoming, because there is a gap between the city and the school district that we have in the past filled, and it's been somewhat successful. I can't say it's been very successful, because we're still looking at those lower average numbers for young children, and that bothers me. And that's about it. I just wanted, and also the improvement of the grounds of the schools. That's the school district doing that, correct?
Yes, correct.
Okay, thank you. I know that we have the planting of trees going on in a lot of the school, on the schools, campuses, that we have kind of been behind with the community greening. And I've been over at Atlantic High and done the planting myself, so I know that we're doing that. But I just wanted to make sure that we're not taking over maintaining the grounds in school districts. That's it, but thank you very much for the very informative report, and hopefully we'll have some programs coming forward that will be pushing towards that, increasing that proficiency for our youth. Thank you again.
Thank you.
Madam Mayor and ladies
Yes.
and gentlemen, getting back to the educational grant structure that Janab Owens was able to discuss as part of our presentation. So when preparing she and I talked about the prospect of an initial commitment of about $10,000 to $20,000 somewhere in that neighborhood, so as to not exhaust the entire allocation available via the resources having been mentioned. With that, I think it would be appropriate for consensus to that effect so that we can go ahead and proceed. That's appropriate direction for this time.
I have no problem as long as we are these programs are specific to enhancing the proficiency levels that
Yes,
we
ma'am.
see that are so
And each
low.
school participating in this program will be obligated to demonstrate criteria and direction to that effect as we administer the program, and that's the basis of the application structure in that regard. So for the coming fiscal year or program year beginning now, not to exceed $20,000 total. However, numerous opportunities can likewise be made available, and as Ms. Bowens continues to engage with the Commission, as well as the Education Board, we'll be able to demonstrate progress being made, what partnerships and opportunities were achieved as a result of making that available. So,
And that money is going to go towards programming, not towards hiring somebody to consider programming, correct? Because again, the bureaucracy of government sometimes gets in the way of the progress of the.
of course,
Yeah,
that is part of the
initiative.
direction, ladies and gentlemen. So duly noted, and it is part of the criteria. So working with individual schools, they submit their proposals to demonstrate how they can achieve in this regard based on a financial opportunity being made available, and we'll continue to keep the Commission and the Education Board informed accordingly.
Perfect.
So, Madam Mayor, your
You
point
have
is
mine.
well taken, and that's part of the direction.
Thank you. Yep. Anybody? Yes, you've got consensus.
Thank you.
All right, very good. Thank you so much again, Janai. All right, moving on to the Neighborhood Resource and Multicultural Center, workshop number 2.
Good afternoon, Madam Mayor, members of the Commission, Sam Walthour, Neighborhood and Community Services Department. I'm here with Ferline Messador, who's the administrator for the Neighborhood Services Division within the department. We were tasked with coming back to the Commission to take a look at opportunities to establish possibly a multicultural center. What we did was we looked at the current Neighborhood Resource Center, as you know, is located at 141 Southwest 12th Avenue here in the city. And we currently have, you can flip to the organizations. We currently have 4 agencies within the center: Cross Ministries, Legal Aid Society of Palm Beach County, Urban League of Palm Beach County, and the Delray Beach Community Land Trust. So we wanted to get to the crux of the matter and take a look at what space was potentially available within the Neighborhood Resource Center. The current agencies have a revocable license agreement for 2 years, and they have an option to renew for 3 additional 1-year terms. The current 2-year term will end on September 30th of this year. If you go to the next slide, please. So if you take a look at the floor plan at the Neighborhood Resource Center, currently office number 5 is vacant. If there's an opportunity for an agency to have space, office number 5 is vacant. And then office number 4, which is a shared office, has the ability to be shared on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, because the other 2 agencies occupy that space on Tuesday and on Thursday. So I don't know if Ferline wanted to add anything additional, but that's the space that's available. And if there's a desire for us to work with the agency that's seeking that space, we'll be happy to do so.
Do we know what agency is seeking the space? I mean, I'm confused as to what we're trying to.
No specifics. May I,
Okay,
please?
sure.
Thank you. So, as I've advised in writing a number of weeks back, the purpose is to initiate a dialogue. So to answer the question, and as far as any specific organization having approached the Office of the City Manager or the Department of Neighborhood and Community Services to this effect, that has not yet happened. Before we entertain any considerations like that in the future, we thought it was important that the Commission is advised as to what capabilities exist and do not exist. Therefore, the basis of presentation this afternoon outlining the existence of the 4 agencies at the Neighborhood Resource Center so that the Commission can have a sense as to what aggregate space does remain available in the event there's an interest in a dialogue to go forward in that regard. So this is really not much more than an educational opportunity for the commission to give you a sense as to what is available and what is not available. And from there, we can evaluate any opportunities that may be brought forward prospectively.
Do we receive rent, or is this one of those, no?
No.
Okay. All right. So are we opening it up then to having that be filled by another organization? We just waiting to see if there's somebody that's interested? Is that?
It's available.
Gotcha.
And typically, agencies will approach the department, and there's an application process and an approval process that goes all the way to the commission.
Does it normally go out to like an RFP, so you have an announcement? No.
No, we haven't done it in the past. I don't believe so.
Gotcha.
We've just simply entertained agencies as they've come to the city.
And what type of organization? I mean, it looks like this is, a building or a duplex, I guess, that's been renovated. I guess that's what it is, but I'm not sure. But anyway, a building that basically has services for the public and maybe even somewhat specifically public surrounding the areas, so that there's legal aid and there's,
Yes.
urban league. And so wouldn't we want to make sure that we're doing the same?
Absolutely. We want to make sure that the mix of services fit what the needs are in the community. And when you look at what's there now, legal aid, urban league, community land trust, and also cross ministries, it's a good mix of services.
Yes.
That we help the
Absolutely.
community with.
Right, very good. Anything else from the commission?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So when I brought this up, I think this was as a result of a request that I made. The Volunteer Association that's run by one of our Haitian groups has been asking for a center, and I thought that this available space might provide a resource. As you say, there are other resources within this building which would be beneficial to the Haitian community as well as everyone. So that is where the term multicultural center came from. So I think that was the original intent. How big is that space, that office space for 5?
It's probably
Office 5.
Maybe 200 square feet.
Possibly 200 square feet.
Oh, okay. But that was my original intent for the Volunteer Association to have a space, and that would provide, a multitude of resources for, many people in the neighborhood as well.
If I may also
give them a spot to
jump
be
in, it sounds like there's also space in Office 4 every other day as well. So it looks like 3 days a week, didn't you say?
Yes.
So if
Office
there
number
was a need, just a partial need, if you understand what I'm saying, if there's somebody that needs to come in and do some services like 3 days a week, not 5 days a week, that might be also an opportunity. Anyway.
And there's a conference room.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could be a good fit.
Anything else, Commissioner Burns? No? Okay. Commissioner Boylston, did you have anything?
No, I was just saying that really could be a good fit. Something more temporary, but they can manage their operations and some of the benefits that they bring to that specific community. I think a lot of alignment with who's there now. I think that would be good. So.
Okay. Anything else? No. All right.
Madam Mayor,
Yes,
just as
sir.
further support, an observation shared by Commissioner Angela Burns. It was during the May 16th, 2023 City Commission meeting in which you asked about the possibility of pursuing this opportunity, not so much pursuing it, but to provide some sense of direction or ability. And therefore, working with Mr. Walthour and his team, it was decided that this orientation would be made available. So some specific arrangements can possibly be made. Likewise, given the fact that this commentary had been shared, and if there is a specific interest, they would be referred to the Department of Neighborhood and Community Services accordingly, who would engage the necessary process to bring back recommendations for City Commission review and consideration.
Okay.
So if that's appropriate, given the feedback having been demonstrated thus far, so be it.
Okay, thank you.
All right, if there's nothing more, thank you very much. Thank you for bringing us up to date on that, and we appreciate you giving us also the floor plan so we can understand exactly how that space kind of divides up and who's there. So, thank you again.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, if that will be all.
Yes, ma'am.
Everybody's finished. We're early. I'm going to close